Hello everyone and welcome to us live for the second match of this CWC 2023. I'm Realmas and I'll be casting this match with Quijibo. Hello.
How you doing, Realmas?
I'm doing fine. We're gonna be casting then South Korea against Thailand. So on paper, as you can probably guess, this shouldn't really be a close match. I don't think it's an offense to say that to Thailand, but it's South Korea.
Yeah, very fearsome opponent in South Korea. I mean, we all know, we all know these players. Yes, My Darkness captain, OYG, formerly known as QWHJ 1027, Draystar, Sumi, Rels, and Jisan, formerly known as Berea. All very well-known players, all well-known for particular strengths, and yeah, they pretty much need no introduction. Thailand, we have Race My Sword as the captain, a pretty solid player, quite consistent in previous tournaments as well, like the Indonesian Convert Cup. Patarachai is a fairly well-known player, I'd say. I'm not too sure about some of their mod skills, but I have seen them play in a couple of 4-digit tournaments quite a while ago. Then you've got N3 Mari, Tana Kito, EZS, and Charon. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform, as we do have a few first-time performers here, and I do believe there's the odd couple of return players as well. But yeah, very strong opponent. And the first ban is going to be No Mod 3 coming out of Yes, My Darkness. And this is the second time out of 2 matches that No Mod 3 has been banned by the high seed team as well.
Yeah, not really surprised. This map, for me at least, really stands out from the pool in terms of everything, difficulty and style. I wouldn't be surprised if just South Korea just don't want to bother with it, and even though they know they would win.
Yeah, it's just one of those maps I find where it's like really easy to miss a slider tick, to miss that 100 and just lose combo. But I'd say it's something that they're pretty well able to do. I don't think that they'd have too much trouble on any of the no mods, but it's not too surprising to see him ban that, just because it's probably less of a hassle to play the other no mods. And looks like we had Hidden 1 ban from Thailand, and Mixed Mod 1 picked as well. So be interesting to see what their roster looks like for Mixed Mod 1, particularly in the Hard Rock bracket. I'm not quite sure who would be the one playing that one. I'm guessing it will be N3.
I would be guessing it's actually
N3 might be more hidden.
Well, we'll see, but I know that if you looked at qualifier results from Thailand, there's one player that stood out a lot, and it was Isis. He performed out of his mind compared to everyone else, and I think it's fair to say that he's a bit of a D-ranker. So I think it'd probably be the one to play HR in this. I know that Sharon is also a decent HD player, so it might be what he's gonna play, but I think it might be interchangeable with N3.
Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that they've got Sumi for Hard Rock. Really, with South Korea's roster, they're all pretty interchangeable on that. Like Jisan's really good at hidden, but also no mod and Hard Rock, and it sort of goes that way. You wouldn't see Sumi too much on hidden alone, but I know he'd have some capability on it as well. But it's hard to say. Now, we are getting into it. No misses in the early going, but that could change any time.
Yeah, on this pool, you expect South Korea to pretty much triple FC everything. It's probably not gonna happen, but that's what they expect at least.
Yeah, it is quite an easy pool this week. Like, it is definitely a pretty large drop in terms of difficulty compared to the qualifiers, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I think, like, looking at some of Mexico's scores from last match as well, I think we're going to see a lot of that this week. Maybe, like, just the occasional miss due to nerves or what have you. But most of it will be a lot of FCs, especially from the high seed teams.
So far though, Thailand holding on surprisingly well, especially even the modded players. Kind of a nice surprise. And at this point, if South Korea even just finds a random miss, it could flip the score to Thailand.
Yeah, very solid first play, and you know, they definitely picked Mixmod 1 for a reason.
Yeah. I wasn't really expecting them to perform that well, but still holding like halfway through the map. Still no misses in sight.
I think there is like a little bit of missability on Hard Rock coming up in a little bit, but it's not something like it's something that you either could miss or could not. And Entry is going to find a miss, so that is, well, going to be pretty big considering, you know, no misses on the other side yet. 2 SSs.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate. Oh, and as it's in the slow part, it's traded by Tsumi though. Both HR player getting caught up by that.
Yeah, unlucky.
That's HR for you. Otherwise, the HD players both still assessing, but yet the difference right now is the Nomad player. A single miss from N3 is gonna cost a lot, and it's followed by 2 misses from his teammates. I think that's the end of it.
Yeah, definitely a fairly comfortable point for South Korea here. They did hold on, Thailand did hold on for quite a long time though. They definitely look quite formidable in that first 2/3, so it's just the last third they just had the odd miss here and there, but would have had the nerves going a little bit seeing that leaderboard.
No, yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm quite surprised by Thailand's performance. It's pretty good, and it could have won the point against some pretty high-seeded team if it weren't for Korea, but it's solid first pick anyways, but we're gonna see what Korea goes for, and I think at this point Korea can kind of go for whatever they want.
Yeah, they do have that fair bit of freedom. I'm feeling they'll probably go for either Hidden or Hard Rock. Looking at Korea, they could go for double time, and that looks like double time 3, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll see. I can't read Korean, so
yeah, neither can I. I'm just guessing.
Well, there's only 1-3 in the pool in DT3, so yeah, you were right.
Yeah. I mean, the 3 kind of gave it away a little.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a mean pick though. It's kind of arguably the hardest map in the pool for a lot of players, and I know a lot of especially lower ranked players are gonna struggle a lot on this pick. So
yeah, I
can
definitely see that happening. I think for a lot of high seed players, it's quite an easy map. It's just kind of easy to just, you know, slightly move off of one of those like snaps between some of the kicks. But aside from that, you know, it's fairly straightforward map, I'd say.
Yeah, what would cause the issue for players that maybe are a bit below the skill requirement for this would be the speed required on the tap dashes.
Yeah, I can definitely see that coming into play.
We're gonna see the DT roster for South Korea. It's gonna be Jisan and Bristar entering to play this, because my Darkness is still staying in. Oh yeah, no, Jisan was here already for the last pick. But it's gonna be Pataracha entering to play this for Thailand though. M3, and is he still in the lobby? And yeah, I'm expecting this to be a bit tough for Thailand.
Yeah, everything's staying stable. Patrotry under dashing one of those quad streams, and N3 missing a fair bit between those little platter distances in those streams as well. Gonna have a couple more misses, but everything looking good for South Korea, and ECS gonna find his first miss as well. So yeah, definitely a fairly easy looking pick for South Korea in this first quarter.
Though,
Draystar gonna find a miss, and Jisun too, yeah.
Kind of surprising to see him miss 2 times on this.
Yeah, it's sort of one of those things. Some of these snaps here are just very easy to just walk off or under dash.
Yeah.
Or just not move far enough to catch that first part of the snap.
Yes, my darkness will be the only FC left, and SS at that. And once again, here on the build-up section, Patrotry missing.
Yeah, so it's looking very convincing for South Korea right now, as they look to be about 200 to 250k ahead in terms of points, and that's not really something that you can recover with the map winding down at this point, especially like with those changes to score v2 favoring combo a little bit more than they used to. Definitely helpful for some of these higher combos with YMD and Draystar, both above 600. YMD still holding the double S.
Yeah, good performance from him. So that's gonna be not that bad of a performance, I think, from Thailand, given the fact that it's quite a difficult map. N3 with the nice combo, only 4 misses, is a nice score.
Yeah, still solid performances from Thailand, but yeah, this is one of those maps that, you know, the high seed probably will pick on the lower seed, at least for the further match one, to just gap them a bit.
Yeah. Now it's time for Thailand to pick, and it's gonna be Nomad 1 actually. Going for the consistency test, and I think it's a good bet for them. It's probably a map that they all have the potential to FC, and if they manage to all get an FC and there's like 1-2 random misses from Korea, they could maybe get a point. I think that's a good strategy to go for.
Yeah, slow, sort of longer consistency map. It is very easy to do well, but it's sort of one of those slower AR maps too, so it can be quite easy to just, you know, walk off a node or just over dash it a bit. But yeah, I'm expecting definitely high scores from both sides. And it looks like they're calling for a timeout as Tanakito's PC got turned off.
That's kind of a
I don't know if that's a technical issue or whether someone's done it, whether someone else has turned his PC off, but yeah, it looks like we will be seeing the timeout.
Yeah, only 2 minutes, hopefully that's enough. Other than that, yeah, I think, yeah, definitely the 3 players from Thailand should be able to at most get a couple misses on this. It's the outcome of this pick, and I think of pretty much every pick in this match, is just gonna depend on whether South Korea finds some misses or not.
Yeah, it's definitely user-friendly for the most part, so if they were to take a point, this would be one of their better bets to do so.
Okay, looks like they're back.
So it looks like we're going to see Rels for the first time in this match as well. I believe this is our first time seeing Tanakito as well. So
Yep, it is.
so looks like we've got a bit of roster rotation from both sides. It looks like we're about to start as well.
So yeah, 3 minutes 42 seconds. The map has, I would say, the most difficult parts of the map are the wiggles. There's like, I think, 2 wiggles in the map, and they can kind of catch you off guard if you're not paying attention. Otherwise, the AR of the map is also fairly low, so it's kind of uncomfortable for players who are used to higher AR, but shouldn't be that bad. It's still 9.1.
Yes, I suppose it depends on how high you go in terms of AR and how high you stay in terms of the pro trait too. Like I know if you're constantly playing like 9.9 to like 10.6,
Yeah.
and that's like your bread and butter, and then you come down to like 9.1 and it looks so slow. But yeah, those couple wiggles, we might see some people trip up on it, especially if it catches them off guard, jump scares them a little. They might try to overcompensate and accidentally miss one of the notes in the wiggle.
So far, so good though, and Sharon is gonna find the first miss after 200 combo. That's not a really nice spot to miss.
It's not necessarily great, but it's not as punishing as it used to be, I don't think, with the older rules. Like, if one of South Korea's players miss at about 600, then that might be a bit more punishing than that 200 combo miss.
Yeah,
But
so
that's going to be punishing a miss coming out of Easy S right now. Tanakito's still holding FC. Oh, and he is going to drop. Looks like he found himself off rhythm a tiny bit there, and that kind of just cost him the combo. Still 3-way FC from South Korea. Rels is the only one who's dropped Akadol. Looks like a 1 or 2 droplet miss at this point.
yeah, I would say 2. And at this point, it's gonna be really hard to recover from Thailand. It's kind of out of their hands.
Yeah, and just those few misses earlier out of Thailand, and we're already up to 100k point difference. So yeah, this might be difficult to claw back at this stage. It is one of those maps that is really gonna just run into favor of a lot of high seed teams, as it's very FCable.
Yeah. For teams that are a bit more in the middle of the seeding, I think both teams are probably going to be able to FC, but yeah, Thailand seems to be struggling a bit more on this one.
Yeah, a few unfortunate misplacements, but we do not believe in curse commentary here.
No, that doesn't exist.
Just a bit of bad luck. Yeah, a little bit of backdrop out of Sumi, but still 3-way FCs, and as it winds down, I don't think the misses will matter too much out of Korea side, as it's looking like it's close to 200k difference now, and that's the last sort of difficult-ish part of the map. The rest is pretty straightforward. It's just, you know, sliders, movements, light jumps, and Tanakito did find the odd miss or two in there, which is very unfortunate, but I mean at this point I wouldn't say it matters too much.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. Against the triple FC, you can't really do much. And looks like it's gonna be a triple FC for Korea. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's kind of what you expect from them. Not really surprising.
Well, yeah, early round, they're sort of just running away with it a fair
Yeah.
bit. But this is you know, a team that's taken like multiple consecutive years of championship. I believe they took 3 years in a row since 2019.
Yeah.
Sorry, 4 years in a row.
Yeah, 4.
So if they were to win this year, they'd pull off a 5-year consecutive win streak. which would put them close to the dominance of Japan and Taiko.
Yeah, kind of crazy to think about, actually. But this year, as many people say, might be the year this streak ends, with especially the US roster looking so strong. But we'll see. I'm personally of the belief that South Korea are still the favorites, but it's definitely winnable for
Yeah, it's
USA.
going to make some very interesting late rounds, seeing some of these teams and seeing like how a lot of these players have performed in some community tournaments as well as previous CWCs, AXS and whatnot. It's very we've got a huge and diverse pool of talent in terms of catch the beat, so it's always exciting to see.
Yep. Otherwise, though, it's gonna be an HR2 pick for Korea.
Yeah, I believe this got banned in the match against Mexico. I think Hong Kong banned it, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it is, I'd say, a fairly straightforward, fairly easy map. A bit more user-friendly than... actually, a bit more user-friendly for players who maybe aren't too well versed in Hard Rock, but if you're pretty well versed in Hard Rock, I think this one just has that odd memory note or two that might catch you off guard and sort of claim the combo, which is very punishing on this map, as the combo is only around, I think it's 590 to somewhere in the 600s.
Yeah, I think it's around there. So yeah, definitely, if you miss even like 200, 300 combo, it's gonna cost you a lot of score.
Oh yeah, you're looking at losing about 60 to 80k.
And it's actually, yeah, you can definitely miss there because it's one of these maps which doesn't really have that much of a mechanical difficulty, but sometimes spacing gets a bit pushed by HR, and you can definitely miss if you're not careful about the spacing, if you didn't really practice the map well. So, gotta be careful about that. But yeah, it's pretty friendly otherwise. I think you'll be able to see nice scores from Thailand. And it's not AR10 yet, it's 9.8, which diminishes a bit the reading requirement for this, so...
Yeah, it goes a bit easier on the eyes than the AR10. And I definitely see Korea doing really well on this, as, you know, we all know how very skilled a lot of these players are at Hard Rock. Sumi on Convert leaderboards, very skilled. Rels has some insanely good plays as well, and Jisan too is quite a strong Hard Rock player.
Yeah, funnily enough though, no Yes My Darkness on this HR.
Ooh, Sumi with an early miss trading with N3, so looks like they're going to be quite close. And yeah, looks like that first memory note caught them both off guard. So yeah, not surprising at all. I'd say that the memory note did claim the odd combo or two.
Yeah, otherwise all the older players reaching 200 combo. Oh, and Raisman Sword missing here, that's huge.
Yeah, they need another miss out of Korea's side now, and yeah, they're looking pretty good. I don't see Rels or Jisan missing at the moment.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, Sumi's very stable as well, and looks like we're gonna have 2 misses out of the Thailand side right now. So yeah, a bit tricky. It is one of those maps that is sort of more memory skill aligned too, which, yeah, can definitely catch a lot of people off guard, even with the more user-friendly approach rate.
Yeah. And looks like the Korean players practiced the memory jumps quite well, as they're not getting caught by them. Litsumi at the very beginning, but that's not gonna cost them a lot.
Yeah, I think that might be the meanest jump out of the lot. The rest aren't too bad, but they can,
yeah, I think so.
They can sort of catch you off guard. I love the cartoon sounds in the background of it. I almost lost a practice run because I kind of giggled at it a bit.
But yeah, that's gonna be once again a solid pick from Korea. Double FC. And one early miss from Tsumi at not even 80 combo.
Yeah. What's that? 89 combo, yeah. Or 88 rather. And yeah, less than 600 combo, so you can see how damaging that one miss is, as the one miss from Raise My Sword in the middle ended up costing about 56k.
Yeah. But still, nice score from Raise My Sword and Aziz. 1 and 2 misses on that. He's solid. And now Korea are up to match point, and it's time for Thailand to pick.
Yeah, I'm sort of half thinking they might go for that convert pick. Either that or maybe the other mix mod. Hidden 2, not too surprising either. I know they've got a couple of good hidden players, so we might see something here.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, on qualifiers HD2 was their best score by quite a lot. So they should have a couple of pretty good low AR HD players, and this map is way more forgiving than the qualifiers one. It's only AR 8.4, the map is way more basic in its style and difficulty.
Yeah, much kind of patterns, especially to those who don't play hidden. Whereas the density of the AR8 qualifier kind of catches you a bit, even though the patterns aren't too hard. Once you put hidden on with that high density low AR pick, you know, the low AR making the density higher, it's it's kind of spicy.
Yeah, if you're not used to low AR, it is. But from their scores on qualifiers, I would expect them to have players who are comfortable on this. Now the question is Korea gonna miss on this? And honestly, given their lineup, I don't really expect them to miss.
Yeah, quite strong hidden players. Looks like we're going to see Sumi come in, and yeah, like I said, Sumi is pretty hidden capable as well. So not surprising at all. Looks like they've got pretty much a full rotation of their roster in as well, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, we haven't seen OYG play.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if we've seen Raise... Oh, we did see Raise My Sword play for Thailand, actually.
Yes, we did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we've missed anyone on Thailand side. I think we might have missed one, actually. I feel like... Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, though.
Gonna check on that later, but so far so good for both teams. Oh, and that's gonna be a miss from Tanakito.
Yeah, early miss is not a massive deal. I think if they stabilize now and Korea misses at some point, then this might be something they can take a point on. The real players to keep the eye on right now would be Draystar and YND, because they are really strong on tournament hidden.
Yeah. So far, the Tanakito is recovering, and Isis and Shoran are doing well. Oh, that's a really unfortunate miss from Isis, and that's gonna cost them a lot. The map is short, it's only 2 minutes. Not a lot of combo, I think around 600.
Yeah, very unlucky place to miss as well, because it's probably one of the more punishing spots in which you could miss.
Yeah, but also at this point, Korea still has 3 FCs, so I don't really think it would have mattered where he missed. Unfortunately.
Yeah, in any case, Charon looking really good on this map, still holding the SS and doing quite well, so still getting a score that's quite up there, which is pretty nice to see. and everyone's pretty close to that 900k mark, and
Oh,
looks like everyone's over it. So everyone did quite well there.
Yeah, just end
Yeah,
choke
only,
by Tsumi, but
yeah,
well,
only 20 combo off the end.
actually, this is a pretty solid team score from Thailand. Yeah, as you mentioned, only one miss. SS from Sharon is pretty impressive. This map is not easy to hack with the low AR and the sliders. So really respectable performance. I mean, even though Thailand didn't manage to get a point that was kind of expected, I think they can still be proud of their performance. It's not easy going against the second seed when you're 31. So
Oh yeah. Especially, you know, looking at like the top 5 in seeds, especially like the top 3 in seeds as well. Like, you have some crazy strong teams in that top 5, 6. I think even just top 10 in general. Like, a lot of crazy good teams. So, not easy to go up against. And our winner for this match going to be South Korea in a pretty expected style, I suppose, getting the clean sweep, as they are very strong in early rounds, and they sort of always have been. So, yeah. And I believe after this, we have a show match at 11 o'clock UTC. So, about an hour and a half from now, roughly. I believe it's a mix of some of the players who didn't quite make it through qualifiers, like a mix of a few players from each of the team, and they're gonna do that show match. So yeah, definitely don't go too far, is that hour will close very quickly.
Yeah, be ready. This is only the beginning of the weekend. We should have some pretty interesting matches coming today. So stay tuned, and yeah, I think that's it for us.
Yep, at least for now. And yeah, we'll see you in a bit over an hour. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon.
See you.